Well, hello everyone. As you might know, there are many stupid ways to look at the map of the world. But I can almost guarantee you that none of these ways is as stupid as what I'm going to show you now. Stupid in, I don't know how these things are called in English. We will be looking at solar farms around the world in a way that you might not have thought about solar farms before. On the map in front of you, you see various solar farms, some of them actually very big, some of them used to be the biggest in the world, one of them. I've marked these on the map and I'm going to show you something that I have discovered today that I didn't know about, but I feel like people maybe should know about it, even though it has almost no impact on anyone's life. I would say let's start with something rather harmless. Over here in New Caledonia, which, by the way, didn't even know that this is its own country. I guess it is. It's pretty much in the middle of nowhere, even from an Australian point of view. Here you have some kind of natural site, which is called the Heart of Vaux, a heart-shaped patch of mangrove forest, which is pretty nice, although the problem here is already that if you were there with a boat, you wouldn't never see it as you do from the sky. You wouldn't know it's a heart. You know what I mean? But what then follows now is a sort of modern interpretation of this Heart of Vaux. Now this marker is a little bit off because I couldn't place it in the right spot because there's absolutely nothing to mark in the right spot. But here, this is a heart-shaped solar farm that reflects this natural, wondrous mangrove site just below the city of Puembut. It is upside down, but I guess you can imagine it's a heart. Although one would have a fair point saying it would be a lung, a human lung. And yeah, as I said, if you were here visiting this heart-shaped solar farm, you wouldn't understand it from the ground, would you? Probably not. Pretty interesting. But once I discovered this and I googled around a bit, I discovered that solar farms with certain pictures or patterns or forms in them are a thing. Exhibit 2. In Singapore, there's an island which is called Kusu Island, very small island with almost nothing on it, other than a tortoise sanctuary. If you don't know what a tortoise is, it's a water turtle, I guess. That's explanatory. I hope that's right. And here, the solar panels are shaped like tortoises. It looks as if maybe these are also roofs. In fact, yeah, that hasn't been so helpful, has it? Are these even solar panels? I was so certain that they are. I think we need to go somewhere else to understand. Well, now, I don't even know anymore. But this is from 2016, so who knows? Could be also just these buildings in all fairness. Okay, let's move on from here. Still, let's throw it in the same category, because why not? More straightforward and more clearly to understand is the Disneyland, the OG Disneyland, near Orlando in Florida that also has its own solar farm, which is great. You know, there's a lot of sun in Florida for all I know. And the solar farm here, well, you've guessed it, looks like, I guess that's Mickey Mouse, Walt Disney solar farm. Pretty cool. Now the problem is with all of these that A, you don't understand the shape from the ground, so it's kind of an aerial gimmick. And B, and this is a kind of a good thing, I guess, there has been a lot of criticism as to how solar farms ruin otherwise nice landscapes. Now I don't know if this landscape here next to the highway is an otherwise nice landscape. It is a landscape after all. So I feel like shaping it into some kind of form is, you know, kind of the first attempt to make it a little bit more, yeah, attractive or approachable, you know, to take it with a little bit of humor and to show that these are elements that can also be arranged somewhat ironically, although I agree with everyone that says this doesn't have any use. If anything, we're wasting space here. But okay, from a geographical point of view, I can enjoy this very much. Now, the next thing I want to show you is a solar farm here in the region called Inner Mongolia, which is a northern Chinese region, actually a very, very big one. Not as big as Mongolia, but definitely bigger than most of European countries. And here, again, this dot is not right because where it actually is, there's nothing. So the dot automatically, when I save it, moves to the next best thing. Here is a solar farm that has been titled the largest of the world, which is here. You see the kind of cutout, carve out of the sand. I could also tell you how big it is. 2 kilometers, 6 kilometers. 6 kilometers of solar farms is already a lot. But it took me forever to find this because actually there's nothing here, even though the imagery apparently is from 2024, so maybe there's nothing there anymore. But how it is supposed to look like is like this. The horse. A horse, because we're near Mongolia, northern China, the horse is a means to get around. Genghis Khan had a horse. Everyone had a horse. Now, why do I think that this image I found is this? Well, if you look closely, you have here some kind of street in the north, which would be this one. And you have here this other smaller solar farm, which is here. And the horse would have been here. Now, it's a pity we can't see that, but this is definitely a gigantic project. Used to be the largest solar farm in the world, or is still, it is in the Guinness Book of World Records. I will link that particular one in the description. Another one from China, before I come to the grand finale, is this one. An article from 2022 states this big solar farm here has the shape, or let's say the cutout, or you know, the markings of the Gansu province. Apparently it is an Aksai Kazakh autonomous county in Gansu province, and this is the shape of the Gansu province in the solar farm. But I haven't been able to find it, which brings me to something I have been able to find, and the grand finale why you all came here, not too far away from Beijing, still in the same region in China, which, by the way, is hot, has a lot of desert, so I guess having big solar farms here makes sense in some ways. Near Datong, you know, you look at the map of China and you think, oh, Datong, you know, 5,000 people live there. Probably not, probably a couple of million, you know, as we know China. But here is a solar farm. Again, the dot is a bit wrong. Here is a solar farm with 2 pandas in it. This almost requires the hand of an artist to come up with it. I don't know why it's done. I've read somewhere for touristic purposes, but unless you fly with a helicopter or with a with a plane into the airport with clear skies, you will never be able to see it. But I think it's rather something odd to find on the map whilst browsing around. If you know more of these, feel free to share them with me. It's quite something I've stumbled upon here, I feel like. And with these two little cute pandas, I will leave it. Thanks for watching, and I see you for the next time. Bye bye.